The Iranian F-14 is almost here, guys, and many posts and information about the aircraft started to appear. Okay, so of course we cannot test the vehicle properly yet. It's not finished yet. A lot of people were doing a little bit of these videos using CDK and custom hangars and stuff. I honestly don't know how to do that. I really try to find it to actually show to you guys, but it's really difficult to find any information. It's like people like to gatekeep this type of thing, but yeah, a lot of people posted. Mina the one, for example, here posted this video showing a little bit. I will leave the links in the description for you to take a look. Some of the stuff that we can draw from this is that AIM-9Ps are here, R-27Rs are here, AIM-7E2s are here, AIM-54s, but then the FAKOUR-90 is here, and it's a very interesting missile. I will show to you guys a little bit of the stats of this missile later. Okay, some bombs, some rockets, stuff like that. Very cool. Yes sir as well is coming, so very cool. Some people even did manage to do a test flight. You can see the models over here of the Sedjil, which is pretty cool, and then down there it is the FAKOUR-90. So very cool. It's a very fast missile. GSHQ88 posted here. So yeah, very fast missile. And even people testing it out. Starfighter 1298 here tested a little bit of the speed of the missile. I plan to do all these tests as well once I get my hands on. This is the FAKOUR, this is the AIM-120B. You can see the difference in speed of the missile, pretty crazy, right? So the missiles are coming indeed. Apparently it's already in the files. As you see, the FAKOUR-90 is here. Apparently there will be the bluish, you know, Islamic Republic, Iranian Air Force, you know, skin as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you can draw some stuff from the stats of the missile. This is obviously made by Kopani, and yeah, there are some interesting things about it here. I will leave the links in the description. So thank you, Kopani, and Zabi, of course, for always having this type of thing to help us actually take a look on some of the stuff. So for example, here we have the FAKOUR, mass 636 kilograms. It's a very heavy missile. If you compare it to something like the AIM-54, it's a heavy missile, boys. It's a heavy missile. The cool part is that when it's actually empty, as you see over here, it's not that far from the Phoenix, but still it is pretty heavy. So expect a very sluggish missile, okay? But look at this, boys. Look at this amount of power that this thing has. 96,000 newtons. This is 96 kilonewtons of power. This is the most powerful missile, I think, let me check. Yeah, it's the same engine as that we have in the game. I'm pretty sure this is like the Hawk engine. But yeah, guys, it's crazy. It only has a 5-second burn time. Like, oh my god, you know, it produces in 5 seconds the amount of thrust delta V that something like, almost something like the AIM-54 produces in 30 seconds, right? And then it has a booster delay, which is pretty interesting. I don't think we ever had a missile with a booster delay over here, which is, it really is funny that we have that. I honestly never saw that, a booster delay of a second stage. This is literally like a space rocket or something. Then, of course, force exerted by the sustainer. Of course, it has a sustainer, pretty standard sustainer here, kind of weak even, but it has a very large number of seconds that it burns here. So yeah, 21 seconds. So it goes like crazy fast, and it sustains very easily with this amount of power, right? Producing 1,350 meters per second of total delta V, which is the largest number in the game. It is going to be, at least at the end of the burn, the missile that has the most amount of energy, probably. Okay, we have to check the drag and other things, but this is crazy. This missile is going to be pretty different from anything else that we have. It's a very large, like 4 meters of a missile. Like, it's larger than a car, man. So yeah, very interesting, right? Some other things that are very interesting. It has a pretty substantial amount of TNT, but it is less than for like something like the Phoenix, right? So it's pretty alright. It has, of course, an active radar homing with inertial navigation and a data link update, which is pretty cool. The guidance start delay is 1.5 seconds. The warm-up time is 0.5, so it will basically, I think, start to guide like 2 seconds afterwards or something. So yeah, gimbal limits are pretty much the same as the Phoenix. It's going to be a very similar missile to the Phoenix with a completely different missile engine. Like, it's completely different in the engine. Everything else is very, very similar to it. And of course, everything is subject to change, obviously, right? So you have to think about that. But yeah, some other changes over here, pretty much the same as the Phoenix, but then the autopilot for the proportional PID, it's a little bit different, but of course it has different speeds and stuff, so it needs to be a little bit different. Maximum fin angle of attack, 19, very similar to the Phoenix. Maximum fin lateral acceleration, a lot slower than the Phoenix. Wing area multiplier, pretty much the same. So, let me check the size of this thing. It's smaller on caliber, right? So it might actually produce a little bit less drag, a bit. I have to check some other things to actually have that line of thinking, but yeah. Then we go for the main thing, max G. So 150 kilometers and 15 max G, a little bit less than the Phoenix. So don't expect this thing to be a dogfighting missile, obviously, but it is indeed a BVR missile, very much similar to the Phoenix, right? With a very, very different missile, and it should be a lot faster than the Phoenix at the get-go already, right? So it's a very, very weird and very fun missile to use, in my opinion, but don't expect this thing to turn very well. And that's the thing that people don't get it. I mean, it's going to be flying faster. So I just realized I think I showed the loft angle. It doesn't matter. It's 15 against 17. I don't know if I show it correctly, but it's 15 Gs, okay? The loft angle, it's a little bit less as well. But at the end of the day, it is a faster missile probably, which means that it is going to get to that 15G a lot quicker, making it a missile that will not turn very well, okay? This missile is very heavy. It has a lot of energy, but very low amount of Gs. So don't expect this missile to be a perfect missile, okay? But being so fast, it might actually be deadly because it's so fast that the target doesn't have a chance to actually react, because it's probably flying like Mach 5 or something, right? So it's pretty crazy. And then we have the Sedjil, whatever, which is basically a hawk. And I gotta say, it's pretty much the same as the FAKOUR for now. It's very, very similar in many, many regards, in the terms of engine, weight, and everything. The main difference, the G limit, as you see right there, it is 15G. So yeah, it lofts and stuff, but the only main difference is that it's going to be a semi-active radar homing missile. So you can see here that it's a semi-active radar homing. It's not the most amazing thing ever being a semi-active, but yeah, active missiles are way better when they are made to like have this amount of energy. But it still can be used, and it's still going to be fun, I think, to use, right? Probably, I gotta be honest, probably not the most meta thing ever, but I would probably use 4 FAKOURs and then 2 Sedjils and then 2 AIM-9Ps on this thing, or maybe 2 R27s and then 4 FAKOURs or something, because seriously, like, this is really, really cool, and it's fun. For me, it's fun to have these types of domestic missiles in the game. So yeah, of course, remember, these missiles, they use an engine very similar to the Hawk missile engine, so they're very much made to be a little bit different, right? For example, the initial acceleration is for breaking that initial 0 speed that you have in a missile that it's coming from the ground, right? So it's a little bit different. But remember, these aircraft, they are already flying at Mach 1+, and then they will have this amount of power. So it's going to be crazy how fast these missiles are in flight. But don't expect them to be too effective in the regards of a dogfighting target. Or not dogfighting, of course. Target that's moving around, right? But yeah, guys, this is it. Stuff that I can show to you guys. Of course, when we have the proper test flight and stuff, I will be showing to you guys. If you know how to actually get those things to work, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments as well what you think the F-14A for the Iranians will be like. See you guys, bye.